Hey everyone, Jeff here from Films at Home, and today we're going to be doing a 4K review of The Flash, as well as an unboxing of all three different editions on 4K Blu-ray, which I have here in my hands. So to kick things off, let's talk about the movie itself real quickly. Now, when The Flash did some pre-screenings, everybody's reaction to The Flash was like, this is the greatest comic book movie ever made. And honestly, I think a lot of that was influencers being invited to an event, and when you get to an event and there's all the fanfare and the hype. I mean, imagine watching a movie with a crowd of the most hardcore fans and, people who worked on the movie and they've built all this up. Like when you come out of that experience, it's going to be hard not to be a little bit biased. And I certainly don't blame anybody who was having those immediate reactions, because I think I would have as well. Like, just the hype and the fanfare. And they're bringing back Michael Keaton and Batman. And this movie, it's been in the making for so long. And then all the cameos that, I won't spoil anything here, but like, when you came out of that, you probably felt like people felt when they walked out of Spider-Man, No Way Home. Like, that's probably the hype that was happening there. And then I think it hit theaters, and I think people were confused about this one. Like, where does it stand with the new DCEU and James Gunn? Does it matter? Do I need to see this because they're scrapping all of this and starting new, or does it matter? Where does this fall within all of that? I think all of that hurt the movie at the box office. And I do think that some of the controversy, obviously, with Ezra Miller, that didn't help. I don't think people wanted to support the movie in some ways because of that connection. There was a lot of stuff going on. Now, watching it removed from all of that months later, it's not a bad superhero movie. It's a pretty decent comic book movie. I mean, it's like a 7 out of 10. It's not going to be up there with Spider-Man No Way Home. I think that was better done. But I do think it's better than most of the Marvel stuff that's come out lately, which has just bored me, like Ant-Man, Wasp, Quantumania, any of the Marvel TV shows. A lot of that stuff has just been boring. Now, this is also probably better than like the original Justice League, Batman vs. Superman. I think it's better than Wonder Woman 1984 for sure. I think it's in the upper tier of DC, but is it the greatest comic book movie ever made? No, we can't say that when there are literally three other films with Batman in it that I would put ahead of this. Just Batman alone. Man of Steel is better. I think the original Wonder Woman's better. Then you got all the Marvel stuff with Endgame. You got Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. This doesn't even crack like a top 10 or top 15 probably. So that's a little exaggeration, but it's not terrible. It's not like a terrible movie. I think it's fine for what it is, and it's definitely entertaining. Now in 4K, the visual quality is pretty insane because this had an 8K source, so then it was actually downscaled to 4K and has a 4K digital intermediate. So all of the shots that don't have CGI, which, yeah, few and far between, they actually look great. The quality here is incredible. I think the HDR adds a big punch over the 1080p Blu-ray. There are lots of reasons to upgrade to 4K here. It's a beautiful looking image with a really high quality source and a lot of budget behind it. The issue comes when you get to the CGI, because the CGI most likely was rendered at 2K, possibly 4K, but it looks definitely like it was rendered at a lower res. And when things in the background were shot at 8K and finished at 4K, and you have this 2K lower res CGI that didn't look good, to be honest, to begin with, it looks better on the Blu-ray because the source quality is lower. The CGI actually blends a little bit better. When you watch this on 4K, if you thought the CGI was bad when you saw this in theaters or on digital, it's even worse on 4K UHD. It looks really cheesy. It really isn't well done. And I don't want to knock the CGI and visual artists on this. I think there were design choices made by the director and whoever was overseeing this at DC to make it look like that. And I also think that they're overworked and they're rushed on a lot of stuff, and the studios sometimes just don't care. And they crank stuff out that doesn't look good because they say, yeah, most people won't care. In this case, it looks pretty bad, and it's very revealing on 4K. So I think 4K is better. It's great quality. It's got great HDR color, but the CGI blends better on Blu-ray. So there's maybe some merits to just buying this on 1080p Blu-ray, although I think the benefits of 4K probably outweigh it. I actually talked about this in an article last year about how 4K is making CGI, lower rendered CGI especially, look really bad, and this is just a perfect example of that. Now the audio on this is a Dolby Atmos True HD, which is fantastic. Modern movie, lots of technology involved, great sound mixing, great sound editing, really impressive Atmos mix. This is maybe not demo quality, but this is what you would expect from a movie of this caliber on 4K disc. They did a really nice job. Packs a big punch. It has decent low end. I think they could have cranked that a little bit more. Maybe they messed with the mix just a little bit on the disc. But overall, solid. Like 4.5 out of 5 audio, 4.25 out of 5. Like really, really good, not demo worthy, but definitely something that'll give your home theater, you know, a decent workout, and you definitely won't be left disappointed, although maybe just a little bit of volume adjustment here or there, or adjusting that low end, but that's minor, and that's really only for like the 1% that's super invested in your home theater. If you're on a sound bar or even just like on a 5.1, you're not going to notice any of that. It's just going to sound great. Now for the packaging on 4K, there are 3 different options. You've got your standard slipcover here with this artwork, which is fine. I find it to be a little boring. They focus on the Flash, Batman, Supergirl kind of buried. The back, you know, typical stuff. Slipcover, digital code, 4K. Then you get the Icon Edition, which is something that Warner Brothers has been doing more and more of. They did it for Fast and Furious. They did it for Shazam. And this I don't love. Now, the actual packaging is pretty cool with the kind of embossing, debossing. It has really, really nice artwork on the inside. And then folding it out, you get an awesome look at basically all the characters. But these are the ones that have the cardboard slips for the movie. And I just hate when there's discs in cardboard sleeves because I think they get scratched and I just don't love it. So I have not been a super big fan of the Icon Edition, but I have to say the artwork on this one is, I think, the nicest of the bunch, but you'd have to sacrifice cardboard sleeves. And then we have a Best Buy exclusive 4K steelbook, which is pretty minimalist. Like on the front, you just get the Flash logo. On the back, essentially nothing really, just some like lightning. And then on the inside, you know, we get some of our characters, you see them there, and you get the 2 discs. So really nothing too impressive on the steelbook. I would say the Icon Edition has the best artwork, but the steelbook or the standard 4K would be my pick because the discs are just going to be more secure. Now for special features, Warner Brothers, as you guys may know, has not been doing a ton of features lately, but they have them here, which is good. They've got featurettes on making the Flash, behind the scenes, standard stuff. They got one on the return of Michael Keaton as Batman. They got one on Supergirl. They got scene studies of the Bat Chase battling Zod. They've got the original scripted podcast story. They've got the Flash escape the Midnight Circus. They've got deleted scenes, and then a couple of smaller things like trailers. So not bad. Like there's a substantial amount of special features, which is far better than what they've been doing lately, like with Evil Dead Rise, which literally had nothing. So overall, do I think The Flash is worth seeing? Yes. I think it's definitely a good comic book movie. It's not a great comic book movie. It's not the best comic book movie ever made. It's not even top 10. But it's good and it's entertaining, and seeing Michael Keaton back as Batman is a lot of fun. All the cameos, tons of fun. It's not a bad movie. It's a decent story that I think was just hurt by changes in DC, controversy with the actors. A lot of things worked against it. It's a 7 out of 10. But if you want to watch it, I would say I go back and forth. The 4K is the best experience, but the CGI just looks like dog shit. So hard sell. I think the 4K benefits outweigh it, but if you can get the Blu-ray and you want to save a few bucks and you don't care so much about the movie and having like a limited edition, collector's edition, I think you could buy the Blu-ray here and still have a very good experience. You'll have a better CGI experience. You'll be lacking HDR, but you'll still get Dolby Atmos, so the audio will still be there. I could go back and forth with either one. I think it's worth owning on physical media to get the highest quality, but I do think that this is one that maybe if you're trying to save a few bucks and you just want to own the movie, the Blu-ray format would be good enough for. So that's my review of The Flash on 4K. Checked out all those editions, tried to give you my thoughts. Hopefully that helps you make a decision on what to buy if you want to buy this and which version. So thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want more reviews like this. Follow me on social media. All those links are in the description and in the QR code here. Take out your phone, scan that code if you're on a TV, and you'll get right to all of my links. And of course, all those links are in the description as well, with links to partners and other discount codes. So thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy out there, and I'll talk to you soon.